Hello everyone, hope you guys are doing well. So today I'm going to explain about regression testing. Okay, so what are the advantage and why it is needed in our testing phase? So the advantage is we have to check whether the existing functionality is working fine or not. So that is why we are doing the regression testing. So suppose in your current sprint or 2 weeks of sprint or 3 weeks of sprint, you are testing one of the feature, right? So to validate that particular feature, you have written around 15 test cases, right? So these 15 test cases you have to first execute to check the whether it's working fine or not. Okay, but what will happen when the new sprint will be coming? Then they will come with one new feature, right? So what will happen? The developer will start writing the new code for the new feature, but by mistakenly they have broken the old code. Okay, which we have already tested in the previous sprint. So that particular code by mistakenly they have broken. So to confirm whether the existing code or existing functionality is also working fine with the new functionality, for that we need regression testing. So what we'll do, suppose there are 15 test cases we have written. Out of 15, we'll consider 4 test cases as a regression test case. Okay. So now in the next sprint, when new feature will be coming, so for that particular feature also suppose consider 20 test cases you have written. So first we'll execute that 20 test cases to check the new functionality which they have introduced newly. So for that particular feature, we have to check 20 test cases. We have to execute those 20 test cases whether it is working fine or not, that new functionality. But along with that, we have to execute those 4 regression test cases also. Why? Because we have to validate whether the existing code is also working fine or not. So 20 new test cases which you have written for the new feature, first you have to execute those 20 test cases, and after that we have to execute the 4 regression test cases also which you have written for the previous sprint, for the previous feature, right? So both we have to check. For the new feature 20 test cases, and for the old feature we have considered 4 test cases as a regression test case. If all 24 test cases are working fine, then you can say that yes boss, new functionality as well as old functionality both are working fine. If it is not, suppose your new feature will work but your old functionality if it is not working, then you can say it is a defect. So that particular defect will consider it as a regression defect or regression bug, because those 4 test cases, out of 4 test cases, 3 test cases are executing successfully but 1 test cases is not. That means that is a defect. That means your new code is working fine but not the old code, right? So that particular defect when you will raise in ADO or Jira, whatever tool you guys are using, on that particular tool you can mention that the defect which you have found, that is the regression defect. Okay, so that's why regression pack we should maintain, so that we can check the existing functionality is working fine or not with the new feature. Okay, so that is all from my side. I hope it will be helpful for you guys also. Thank you.